Hey guys, what's going on? This is Robbie with Robbie Ruviews. On this channel, we take random short films from YouTube and review them. On today's episode, we have Everything's About to Change from Jonathan Vautour. I have no idea, as usual, what this film is going to be about. It says official video on here, so that leads me to believe that it's going to be a music video. With the title of Everything's About to Change, is a very dramatic sounding title, so it could range from a relationship to the end of the world. I have no idea what I'm in store for. Very excited to get to this one. Let's check it out. All right, cool little logo there. Kid with dirt on his face. All right, we got a music video here. Very excited to check this out. 6 a.m. is the best time to be getting up. Maybe 6 p.m. Feels like my whole world is going crazy. Pouring cereal. Ooh, a little overexposed there. Kind of milky looking. It looks like he bumped up the highlights a lot. I like these little locations. That's an awesome piece of art, graffiti, I guess. Very dirty windshield. Probably clean that up next time, but that's cool. Whatever. He goes muddy. That's fine. Very distraught that his car isn't working. Yeah, I feel like he bumped up the highlights a lot or something. It's kind of got like a milkiness to it. Just in those outside shots, really. Dude, that looks fine. Kind of contrasty. Per shot. I like the variety of locations. Oh, that milk looks so gross. Oh, so chunky. I like the variety of locations though. That's really cool. This guy's yellow carding it down the road. Interesting. You guys got a name brand Cheerios in there. Typically you want to try to avoid that as much as possible, but I'm sure it's fine. Sounds good. I do like it. I like I said, I like the variety of locations and shots in this one already. That's pretty cool. Just not really too clear on what the story is just yet, but I'm sure it'll all come together soon. Oh, he just got splashed with mud. Gross. Is that death metal? I was absolutely right. Looks like that's out of focus there. It looked like the background was more focused than our singer there, which is unfortunate. That's where we started off, right? Man, I'm really interested to see it. How the color grading went. Looks like some exposure issues, but I don't think it's a great. Yeah, because it looks like a lot of differences. For the guy who's running, it's like really the blacks are really crushed, and in this one it looks like the highlights are up a bit too much. There's some overexposed areas in there, but I do like the video. It's got a nice feel to it, and it's all fixable stuff. Yeah, I feel like it's just like almost like it's three different cameras, but it looks like 3 different grades or something like that when you want it to look as uniform as possible. And then people don't really talk about it too much, but honestly, the sync, it can be really tricky sometimes. I just got finished editing up my own music video, and it's already over. Interesting that he didn't get to the girl or anything, so yeah, interesting. But as I was saying, I think the sync for the music and the lip sync was really good, and a lot of people don't talk about that enough. When it can be really troublesome, especially when you when you can't sync it up to the on location audio. As in, you have the song playing while they're lip syncing, and then you match that and post to the actual song, and then you have a bunch of different clips and you got to sync them all up. It can get frustrating, so good job on the sync there. I like this music video. There's just a couple of those technical things that I brought up, so the highlights look like they were a bit too much, where it gets you kind of this like almost like an overlay, like milky white sort of thing, but I was fine with that. I just wish if you were going to do that it was throughout the film, so it looked like the girl apostrophe S girls scene, and the guy who was running for, I guess, to her. Maybe they're both going to school. I have no idea what the story is about. Anyway, it looked like all three scenes were completely different when you want them to look as uniform as possible. An issue I had was with the story because I had no idea what was going on and why we followed these characters, but that's cool. The song was really nice. I like the variety of shots and the variety of locations you used with the musician. Very cool. So there is a lot of good stuff here, and I'm going to look into it deeper. I'm going to check this one out one more time and not talk during the entire thing. Maybe I'll pick up on a few things. Who knows? But we will be right back, and we're going to start off with the good. Alright guys, starting off with the good on this one, we're talking locations. For a music video, I think it's really important for people to have a variety of locations. I think they got some really cool locations, and it went with the genre. So you'll see sometimes certain locations don't mesh with the genre that they're supposed to be in, but you kind of have these open fields for like a lighter, poppy sort of song like this. I thought it was really cool, and the wall with graffiti on it definitely was very eye-catching, which was very awesome to see. But I think in the previous music video that I talked about on the show, they only had like 1 or 2 locations maybe, so the variety of locations definitely ups the production value, and I think that was one of the biggest highlights from this music video. Next for me is the editing, specifically the pace and the sync. So as I talked about toward the tail end of the music video, sometimes syncing all these different clips together with the track can kind of be difficult, especially when you can't sync the camera audio with the music audio clearly. Sometimes the editing program won't pick it up or something like that, so you'll have to do it manually, and I think this is something that gets overlooked a lot. It's very time consuming to try to sync it up, and then sometimes the performer doesn't do it exactly the way the master is. So big props. I think the sync was awesome in this one, and I don't say that lightly. It's a difficult time sometimes when you're trying to sync up all of these different clips to the one music master file. And also just the pace and the style of it. I think it didn't lag at all. This is a 3.5 minute music video, and it flew by. I mean, the editing was really good. I mean, having the different stories helped, so you kind of get little glimpses of everybody, so that always helps make it seem like it's going a lot faster than if you're just following one person. But just that sort of pace, it just kind of had this good tempo, especially with the music. I thought the editing was really, really strong in this one. And finally, for me, I really like the song. I thought it was very good. That sounds kind of silly, but it just makes the entire experience more enjoyable. So that kind of allowed me to focus more on the visuals, because like, oh, the song's really good. Just kind of had it in the back of my head, and I was able to watch the music video, where sometimes you'll watch a music video and you're like, this song is kind of atrocious, and I can't think of anything else besides how not great this audio is. But I thought the song was really good. Now it's time for the not so good. Alright guys, so for the not so good, I'm going to start off with, oh, that milk looks so gross. Oh, the color grade. So as I said in the video, it looked like it was 3 completely different films that were kind of meshed together because of the color grade, but it just didn't feel even to me. It felt very non-uniform, and with a color grade, that's the entire point of it. You want it to make it seem like it's seamless, that was shot with the same camera, same lighting, and it just looks even, and it looks consistent throughout the entire film. When you have so many inconsistencies, it can be really jarring sometimes, and in this case, it did take me out of the music video because it was something very noticeable, whereas if color grading wasn't really an issue, I would be more engrossed in the music video. Next for me is story. Now this is weird because music videos are, obviously don't need to have a story, but there was nothing comparing the two. So I kind of got the main gist of it, which is, it's 2 different people's very different days on getting to school on time. So I kind of got the basic simple story, but I didn't know what connected these two. I thought they would, meet up or something, or they just got through a breakup, especially with Everything's About to Change being the title. You would think that, it was mammoth and something really big was going to happen. He did get splashed in the face by that truck, but so it was just kind of confusing, and it wasn't as powerful as it could have been if these 2 characters had a relationship or, were seen on camera together or something. It just felt like 2 polar opposites without any resolution at the end. And it's frustrating because it's a really easy fix and something that could really tie the story together very easily, but it just wasn't done in this one, which is unfortunate. And finally for me is the focus and exposure. So not necessarily cinematography as a whole. I thought the compositions were pretty good. And like I said, the locations were really good. The focus was really off on one of the musical performances where you saw the mountains clearer than you saw the performer. Some of the exposure issues were pretty noticeable. There was a lot of blown out areas in the background. And I think that kind of had to do with how the color grade came out as well. So I'm thinking some camera settings were a little messed up or a little different than in certain shoots. And again, you really want that consistency. And that takes the cinematographer and the editor being consistent, having communication, and knowing what the final product should be. So unfortunately, the focus was pretty noticeable, and the exposure settings really it looks like it put the editor in a bad place, or it could have been the opposite way around where the exposure and everything was great, but the editor kind of blew it up. So having communication between all head team members is very, very important. It's not just the director, it's the cinematographer, editor sometimes, and all sorts of different ways. So having communication with all the lead artists is very, very important. So you can make sure that everything looks uniform and everybody's on the same page. What are my overall thoughts on this one? All right, guys, so overall, I really enjoyed this music video. I really enjoyed the song and the editing, but there were a lot of technical things that weren't the greatest on this one. Overall, I'm gonna give this one a 2 out of 5 stars, but I definitely recommend you guys check this out when you get the chance. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for us here today on Robbie Reviews. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you so much, Black and White Entertainment and Jonathan Vautour, for sending your short film on through. I wanna know what you guys thought, so leave a comment down below and I'll definitely check it out from there. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, and if you wanna see more from this channel, please subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video. Have an awesome day. I'm gonna try to be funnier. Less serious all the time. Less serious all the time. Because I'm so serious. I'm gonna really force the comedy, you know? I feel like am I yelling? I feel like I'm being a lot louder.
You're loud.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is Robbie Ruviews with Robbie. What's going on? You're gonna make me goofy. Stop. I'm so serious right now. On this channel, we take random short films from YouTube and review them. When you guys get the chance. You just ruined that take. I say and a lot.